Here we go, everybody. Welcome to the first race in the 2025 Ford Trailseeker Series, right here at the beautiful Plesiruan Estate, and the amazing Banhoek trails await for the athletes today as they take on the 10, 20, 40 and 60 kilometer races. If you win all 6 races in this year's series, you will win 1 million rand. You heard it right, 1 million rand. If you take the series overall win, it's 100,000, and we've also increased the individual stakes for each of the 6 events.
I don't think cycling has had a series like the Ford Trailseeker series that's got that prize money. It's good for us. It's good for the sport as a whole and people coming through in the younger generations.
It's definitely a very glittery, glamorous carrot hanging in front of your nose. It doesn't change much towards the racing style. We're going to go as hard as we can as always, but it adds a little bit more spice to the mix, and I think it will make it a lot more fun.
We're going to work it out as we go along because we haven't done too much riding together. What I do know is I'm going to be the nail all the time, but I really enjoy that. So yeah, I'm going to suffer on the flats, I'm going to suffer on the climbs and the downhills, but yeah, looking forward to the year.
Obviously we're always nice to each other, so we will help out, but I think it's going to be competitive out there. We all want to beat each other.
Yeah, it's amazing to kick the season up here in South Africa. We've had an amazing time here training.
We don't know the international guys that well, so it's always some wild cards.
Yeah, really excited for this weekend. It's good to be back on the mountain bike again.
Super cool to have a few jumps in races. We don't often get to do a few jumps, so I'm looking forward to some high-speed berms and getting some airtime.
What better place to be? This is the single day biggest mountain bike series in the world. Welcome to the Ford Trailseeker Series. The biggest single-day marathon mountain bike series got off to a spectacular star-studded start at Banhoek. The 60-kilometer race took in the very best of the Plezier, Boschendal and Bethlehem farm trails. But the thrills were hard-earned with 1,400 meters of climbing along the way. South Africa's top teams are all in. Tiger Eurosteel, Insect Science, Ibuko, Titan Racing, Honeycomb 226s and Computer Mania. Half a dozen top internationals thrown into the mix, there was no shortage of firepower as the elite men hammered along the farm roads in the shadow of the Simmonsburg mountain. A win in the first round at Banhoek in January would set a rider up for a potential $1 million payday in Wellington in September.
Yeah, so our team for 2025 is staying the same as 2024, 4 riders, and yeah, the setup is the same. Yeah, we have a great setup. I think the team is set up well. I just love it. Nothing's actually changing, it's the same. Yeah, so we can just take the year one by the horn.
Johan Putzel of Toyota Specialized had the Tiger pack on his back. On his right were the Cannondale Factory Racing Team, Charlie Aldrich, under-23 world champion Luca Martin and Cole Ponchard. Locally, marathon champion Wessel Buerter has joined the Honeycomb 2026s.
Yeah, Vessel's fitting in well. Wessel and I get along well. We've raced each other. I saw a thing on Facebook the other day. It was a memory. We raced each other 8 years ago in the school series. So yeah, we've come a long way. We've been racing against each other for quite a while. I mean, I've been absent when it came to the road a little bit, but I'm back on the mountain bike now, and I'm happy that I'm racing with Wessel. I mean, our physique, everything, we suit each other so well. And yeah, style of racing is the same, and I think we're both hungry to go and get the ultimate goal, which would be, you know, obviously the Ford $1 million that I was up for grabs, but yeah, also the Cape Epic and everything coming up. You know, we're working towards all those big races, and I think it's going to be a good partnership.
The women's elite field was also stacked with quality. Former Olympic champion Jolanda Neff was there again, having joined her new Cannondale Factory Racing team for a pre-season camp in the Cape. Bianca Hoare joined Safari Essence Titan Racing, And another rider finding a new home this year is Hayley Breen, who is racing in the Honeycomb 2026er colours.
Yeah, I'm very excited to, I suppose, see where I am for this year, and to have such a elite field and many international riders. I think it just makes it more exciting. It'll make the race really hard, but that's better, I suppose. We want competition, and the higher the standard for ladies field is, the better.
Yeah, I must have fell in love with South Africa. It's my first time here, and really I'm gonna leave in 2 weeks, so I still have a long time here, and I'm so hyped for that.
It was my first time here, and it is the last day, unfortunately, because I really enjoy this country and all the weather, all the trails, and yeah, of course, I will come back.
I mean, coming into this race, me and Tristan, we sort of had a plan to just ride an attacking race. We managed to get away with Mark Pritson, obviously, and we just kept the pace high to make sure that nobody comes into our group again. And in the last 10Ks, Tristan just held it like a nice tempo.
Yeah, Marco came past me like a bullet. Mark went past him, and I knew from all the previous years this last corner is decisive, so I just backed off a little bit. Maybe one of them crashed.
So I tried to get onto Marco's wheel and just following him, and I thought like, okay, if I just keep this going now, I'll be okay. Like I'm busy closing on him. And then there was like one little deviation, and I didn't see that so nicely as well. I pulled brakes and just made it into the deviation. And then yeah, it was flat out down into the last corner, and I saw like, yes, it's a gamble now. I mean, I'm like 10 bike lengths, or not 10 meters behind Marco. And I was like, if you lose this race now, you're out for the million. So you know what? I want to go for it. If my tires stick, they stick. If they don't, they don't. They didn't.
I've sprinted for this line last 3 years about, so I knew the finish, and I knew I had to just go in the last 300 meters because it's a couple of downhill corners here, and it worked out perfectly. I think we rode nicely as a team, and yeah, we'll keep our training as is.
I think the level in South Africa the last 2-3 years has stepped up incredibly. We can give, if you check, Alan is world champ, so yeah, I think people must start believing in the South Africans. We aren't that slow, so yeah, we try our best, and I think we can compete in international level as well.
In my opinion, I was one of the stronger riders in the front, just because I could see how many mistakes they were making. And I mean, I'm the road rider that comes from the road background. I thought maybe, I would be the guy that'd be struggling in the downhills, and I was quite comfortable. So yeah, I take massive confidence out of that, and I think we're on the right track for Epic. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. So it's a good marker for me to see, and keep on building on this.
The women's race came down to a fight between the international stars in the intense summer heat. Portugal's Ana Santos and Switzerland's Jolanda Neff of Cannondale, Sarah Cortinovis of Ghost, and fellow Italian Greta Servalt of Decathlon Ford used the steep climbs and narrow trails of the second half of the race to show their stripes. On the final ascent out of Boschendal and into the top of the Plaisir network, Neff, who is looking for a hat-trick of wins at the Banhoek race, hit the launch button. The double world champion and Olympic gold medalist was all class and style and high speed as she raised her arms in celebration at the finish line after a superb display of racecraft.
It was insanely hot, so yeah, we stayed together for the most part of the race, and then I think it was really towards the last climb, my teammate Anna was in the front, and she was drilling it, and she's at a really high pace, and actually in the downhill we then had a gap to everyone else, and then it was just the two of us in the front. And then in the next climb, we saw that the next girl was coming back again, so then I went a bit harder, and then I had a little gap in the last climb, and yeah, really enjoyed the day out. It was insanely hot, like crazy hot, so really tough conditions, but amazing trails.
Yeah, let's say yes. I mean, I'm here for fun, but for sure it's a really good result, and I'm like really proud also about the jersey that I'm wearing now, and the team that I'm joining, and the bike. So yeah, that's super.
The last 20 kilometers, it was the worst part for me, yeah. I had a lot of cramps, so it was the worst part, and Yolanda was the strongest, so yeah, I'm really happy for her, and yeah.
World-class racing for the elite women and men at Banhoek. A fitting start to the Ford Trailseeker series. A 1-2 for Team Mbuko put Marco Hubert in the driver's seat for the overall title and the £1,000,000 bonus. Mark Pritson rolled the dice and lost to finish third. Michael Foster was the only one of the Pyga quartet in the top 10, on a great day for the South African riders. Yolanda Neff led the women's field home by 2.5 minutes, the first of 4 internationals. Cordinovas and fellow Italian Sevolt were separated by just 16 seconds, the latter the last of the sub-3-hour women. A highly impressive debut for a new team, Safari Essence Titan Racing, for Bianca Hall, the first of the locals, just under 4 minutes ahead of Hayley Preen of Honeycomb 2026's. The Ford Trailseeker Banhoek certainly delivered on all the hype. A record number of mountain bikers enjoyed a stunning day's riding across the 4 distances on the finest trails in the Cape, with international and local stars lighting the fuse that'll burn throughout another exciting year of racing in the world's biggest single-day mountain bike series.
Definitely a world-class event. It's got something of everything, some rocky sections, nice steep climbs, fantastic single track.
I actually said, where's the SOS number? Many times I actually said, should I push it? And I said, no. My wife, my kids, they're all going to ask, where's the medal?
The start was very chilled, Jeep track. When the single track started, it was all beautiful mountains and zigzag through the winelands. Absolutely beautiful.
The synergy between Trailseekers and Ford is just such a natural fit. So many of the athletes here use our vehicles, and we've actually seen the number of people in Rangers and our other products like Territory and Everest grow over the years. It's the perfect type of vehicle for these sports, and what we love is that it's such a wide variety of ages, skill levels, all coming to this one event with their families, and we just love hosting them.
A beautiful day. So hot, but really great to have the Ford Trailseeker community back together. And next up, we go 1st of March to Cradle Moon, just outside Johannesburg for race number 2. We cannot wait to see you there. Well done to everyone on your finish today. Bring your friends. We'll see you at the next one.